Oyen.
And I'm Shirley.
And we are here in Shoreditch, an unusually sunny day in London, to celebrate Afro Queens Day.
But what is Afro Queens Day?
Glad you asked. Afro Queens Day is a day to celebrate black women, black culture, and we're hoping to go out and just see some amazing, beautiful black women.
Definitely. That's why I want to see black, beautiful queens.
So come along with us. Hi, so I'm here with Juanita.
Yes.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I love your braids, by the way. Okay, so have you heard about Afro Queens Day?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Afro Queens Day is basically a day to celebrate black women. As a black woman in England, how do you feel like you share your identity with the rest of the world?
I think it's a difficult one, and I think we've become a bit complacent to how society sees us, and I think we need to embrace our culture a bit more and not be afraid to express it, because London's a very diverse place, so I believe in being expressive. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
If there was a day to celebrate Afro Queens, and there is it an event? Is it something that you'd be interested in coming to?
Definitely. It'll be nice to meet other people that are like-minded as well, to embrace our culture, because it's a beautiful, rich culture. So yeah.
Why do you think it's important for younger African women to learn more about our heritage? Because England, like you said, it's a melting pot, and it's kind of like you're getting lost a little bit. Why do you think it's important for them to learn about their heritage?
I think it's important because we're in a very diverse place, and it's easy to lose your mother tongue or lose a little bit about your heritage. And I think it's really important that us that in our generation that know it should make sure that we are passing that on into our children and our children's children, so that we don't lose our our sense of home in terms of Africa. It could be Jamaica, wherever, but I think it's very important that we make sure that we ensure that our children know about their culture and where they come from. It's really important to know where you belong. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What is one thing that you'd be excited to pass on to your daughter?
I would say our mother tongue. So I'm from Ghana, and our mother tongue is not English, Twi. And I would definitely want to pass that so that my child would be able to speak it and familiarise themselves where it comes from and the culture behind it. Yeah, so definitely.
I love that.
For you, what's the importance of celebrating Afro Queens Day in the UK?
I think it's important because I think we need to celebrate our black queens more. My mum and my sister, she's my older sister, so she's basically like my second mom. I hate to say that, she wouldn't like hearing that. But they don't get a lot of love sometimes, so it's just nice to show them the appreciation that they deserve.
Obviously, you told me that you're from Nigeria, right? So how do you think your mom or your sister will appreciate a day like Afro Queens Day?
Hugely. They always talk about how we don't appreciate them enough, because they work so hard and they've done so much for me personally, giving me opportunities. So I know they'd really appreciate being celebrated.
Yeah, at least once a year, right? I think it's important because we have days like Women's Day, St. Patrick's, but especially celebrating the black culture, but African women as well.
I 100% agree with that. And they definitely need more than one day. I'd like to do it every day, but definitely a day at least.
So how do you think it's important, especially for the younger generation, to learn about our, heritage?
I think it's very important because in order for you to know where you're going, you have to know where you come from. And it's all about identity, knowing where you belong. And I feel like that's just so important for the younger generation.
I mean, we all mix. You've got the Caribbean, like myself, and we're all ancestors from Africa. My ancestors from Ghana. So it's really important for us to know where we're from. So got some museum tells you, but not a lot of them. So I do think it's really, really important to know where we're from.
What's it like as a black woman or woman of African heritage running a business in this kind of environment in the heart of London?
It's interesting. I think, to be honest, I only started a year ago, and I've been quite lucky in the sense that I've met a lot of other young traders who are also starting up a new business in this time. So I think we've been able to help each other. I think it is quite a flexible way of working. So to be honest, people should look into it more. It's been good so far.
Hello. So please, can you tell us your name?
Babs.
It's a lovely name. Have you heard about the term Afro Queens Day?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay, so when you hear that, what is the first thing that comes into your mind?
Afro Queens Day is celebrating black women.
Of course.
Our achievements, businesses, just a day-to-day and how, just the day-to-day struggles of a black woman, I'm assuming. Yeah. Am I right?
Can you tell us where you're from originally? Ghana.
Being a Ghanaian designer in the UK and trying to kind of merge the two markets. I mean, I never grew up in Ghana, but my parents always made sure we had that relationship with back home. So I totally understand what it's like to not find things to fit properly because of the way our shapes are. And so sometimes when you get stuff from like European markets, it doesn't fit right at the back or that kind of stuff. So that's always been my goal. So
I can see that you have a lovely little store. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Well, Gingham Doll, I would say, started about 6 years ago. We've been here about 6 years. So this space used to be Rinse FM station, and so when they cleared it out, we've all been here about 6 years. And what's good about Rinse showrooms is it represents loads of different designers, and we all make our own stuff, which makes it really cool. So with Gingham Doll, we're here every weekend, which gives us Monday to Friday at home sewing or whatnot. But my brand, where the name Gingham comes from, is I always loved the 50s because I felt like that's when they really accentuated the woman's curves. Because before then, everything was kind of straight up and down. And for our culture, those kind of looks didn't really work with us. So I've always had an infatuation with like Marilyn Monroe and that pin-up doll essence.
Very curvy.
Right. Yeah. But I didn't want it to have like a 50s name because that's not really what my brand silhouettes are.
Hi, I'm here with the beautiful Alicia. How are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking. Have you heard about the term Afro Queens Day?
I have not.
No, you haven't. When I say the word though, what pops into your head?
Celebrating African queen culture and beauty.
Got it, spot on. Is there anything about the I see you guys have got a lovely shop, loads of African prints. Is there anything specifically about the African culture that you think you would like to share with the rest of the world?
I think the fabric is really nice, and I think they have a lot of good food.
Yeah. Oh, I like that you touched on food. I feel like food is one of the ways that it unites all of us together.
Have you heard about the term Afro Queens Day?
No, not until you mentioned it.
Same, neither.
Okay, so when you hear that term, what is the first thing that comes into your mind?
I think about like African culture and how like the woman is the one that's behind it. Like, for example, the food.
Yes.
Historically, women are the ones to be cooking and stuff like that. So that's the first thing I think of. I think of weddings and parties because it's a big thing in my culture. I'm Nigerian. It's the first thing I think about because women are the forefront of it.
I love that. And what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, same pretty much. Just like the role that the women brings to the culture and everything, the high standards, the power, everything about that and what she stands behind.
And do you think it's important to have a day like Afro Queens Day?
Yes, I think it's important because in the past women were oppressed, so it's very, very important to have Afro Queens Day to show that we appreciate them in the first place.
Yeah, we've been oppressed, so we need a day to like shine and like be respected, not that shouldn't happen every day, but a special day for it to like come through and shine, basically.
Hi, so I'm here with the lovely Remy. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking. So tell me a little bit about where you're from.
So I'm from Sierra Leone, Congo, Nigeria. Yeah.
That's an interesting little cocktail, isn't it?
It's a lovely cocktail, I can't complain, man. I like it.
Yeah. So your Remy name, I'm guessing, is from the Nigerian side of...
Yeah, so the full name is Oluwa Remy Lekun. But a lot of people just call me Remy or Remington. My artist name is Remington.
Okay, Lord Remington.
I know, right? It's a bit posh, isn't it?
Very, very posh.
Very, very happy.
So, have you heard the term Afro Queens Day?
No, I haven't.
When I say though, what pops into your head?
African women.
Okay, what about African women?
The queens, innit? Maybe it's a day that you guys celebrate it's the women from Africa, man. Maybe like the culture, the clothes you wear, the things you do, the stuff, the way you contribute to Africa.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, no, you are. You're spot on. You're spot on. So, how have the women in your life, because coming from such a melting pot, I'm guessing you have so many influential women in your life, have they influenced you?
Yeah, I've got more women in my life. That sounds kind of wrong, innit? More women in my life. I've got more influential women in my life than men anyway. So I was brought up by my mum, my grandma, my aunties and stuff like that. So yeah, it's good because now I've grown up, I've kind of like tapped into my emotional side, obviously being surrounded by them, being able to like cook, let's say. I know a lot of men can't cook, so, being able to cook the foods, being able to respect women as well, and see the stuff they do and what they contribute to the household, and and stuff like that. My mum's like my role model anyway, so
that's sweet.
Yeah. So she's definitely influential to me, man. And just trying to make them proud. So
and making them proud you are. So how's your day been?
Very, very good. I really liked it. I saw different views and different people, gave us, their views about Afro Queens Day.
I know. And so many beautiful women. We're still in the heart of Shoreditch. It is beautifully sunny today. I am so excited. And we've spoken to so many beautiful Afro women today, haven't we?
Yes, definitely. They shared a lot of views, and I'm really glad because I do feel the same way as they do as well. What about you?
So do I. I think it's important to speak to women and just celebrate the African culture, celebrate African women. And I think it was nice to speak to the women because they had a little moment to think to themselves, oh, what is it about Afro women? Oh, maybe I should celebrate myself a little bit more.
Actually, you know what? I want to ask you a question.
Oh, okay.
How are you showcasing the Afro culture?
I mean, I always do, whether it's a hairband or it's a bracelet or a leg chain. And my name is Oyen. My name is literally announcing that I'm from African heritage. There's no avoiding it. So I'm excited to go and speak to some more beautiful Afro women to talk about Afro Women's Day. Don't go anywhere. So I'm here with the beautiful
Shady
and
Jolly.
How are you ladies doing today?
I'm doing quite alright.
I love your hair. It's very curly.
Thank you. It's been ages doing it this morning.
The struggle is real, is it not? Have you heard about the term Afro Queens Day?
I think I saw a few posts about it on Instagram, but I don't know much about it.
Okay. Well, if I mentioned the word, say Afro Queens, for example, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
Culture.
Okay. Afro Queens Day is basically a day to celebrate women of African heritage, really. Do you see a lot of the African heritage being celebrated?
I know there's Black History Month, and we learn a lot about that in school. But as far as mainstream media goes, not much.
Yeah. Would you like to see more of it? Do you think it's important?
Yeah, I think it's really important. It's also really interesting.
Yeah, why is that?
Because, there's not a lot of culture in my background, so I always find it really interesting when there's someone who I meet and they have like this big, beautiful, bright culture.
Yeah.
And there's like so much about them that it's amazing.
Yeah. How do you two guys know each other?
We met each other at school.
At school? Okay, what is your cultural heritage?
I'm Nigerian and Caribbean.
Okay, interesting. Do you have a Nigerian name?
Yeah, my name's Tolu in Nigerian.
Okay, I love that. Is there anything that you've learned from, is it your mum's side of the family that's Nigerian or your dad's side?
My dad's side.
Yeah. Is there anything that you've learned from that part of your family?
I haven't really learned much because my dad's lived in England most of his life.
Yeah. So if, there is a day and it's Afro Queens Day that's celebrating black women, would it be something that you'd be interested to learn more about?
Yeah, I'd really like to learn more because I want to know more about my background and other African background.
Yeah. So I'm here with the very, very beautiful melanated queens,
Lena
and
Tirani.
Lovely to meet you ladies. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you very much.
I can tell you fine, girl, you fine, man. Have you heard the term Afro Queens Day?
No, I've actually never heard about it.
Never have you?
Heard of it either. Haven't heard of it.
Okay, so if I say the word Afro Queens Day to you, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
I just think empowerment. That's literally it. First thing.
And you?
I think it's a day about celebrating and honoring black women.
Yeah, you got it spot on. What heritage are you guys from? What's your cultural background?
I'm Ghanaian.
Okay.
Yeah. Nigerian.
No, see, I love it. I love when we come together. This is how you know. It's not about who makes the best jollof. I'll tell you that for free. Friendship, it's all about friendship. So is there anything that you've learned, from your mum, from your grandma that you would like to take on in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. Just overall holding my head up high. Obviously being in this kind of climate, being in this kind of culture,
there's always something trying to put me down as a black woman. So it's taken me up until now, being 20, I'm only now just realising that I kind of need to just push all stigmas away and just focus on my own goal. And I think that's what so many powerful black women have done ahead of me. So I have role models, including my mum, including my grandmother, including my aunts, to fall back on.
I love that. How about you?
I think it's very similar to what Lena said. Just being confident and like not letting peer pressure affect you, and just focusing on what you your own goals. So I think that's what I've learned the most from my mom.
Absolutely. So in terms of, I mean, you're Nigerian, you're Ghanaian, and I love that you guys wear it very, very proudly. How do you showcase that to the world? I mean, with the beautiful melanated skin and the braids, no one have to question twice where you're from, but how do you kind of share your culture with the world around you?
For me, for example, I'm right now at uni, I'm in a very white-dominated space. So every chance I get, whether it's an essay, a dissertation, a talk, anything, I always make sure to bring my culture into it. It's literally the biggest part of myself. There's no hiding it. So it's almost my way to educate and empower others through that.
I love that. How about you?
I think it's very similar because we're both at the same uni, but also just music and sharing my music, sharing the love for music. You know, check out Essence times Remix as well. That's out now. Not me plugging biscuits, like he needs the promo. But I think just taking my culture everywhere with me, immersing myself with people who share similar values as well. And that's what I do.
How do you think is the best way to showcase the Afro culture here in the Western world?
I think just representation. So in every field, seeing black women doing loads of different things. So from presenting to basically seeing them. So I think that's an important way to showcase culture.
And what about you? What do you think?
I believe it's important that we support each other. So especially like from men, like from black men to black women. So that we actually support our black women because it's actually difficult for them in this world. And
so I'm here with the beautiful Alicia and JD. How are you ladies doing today?
Good.
Good, thank you. Yeah, I love it. Have you heard about the term Afro Queens Day?
No.
No? But if you had to take a wild guess, what would you say it is or it's about?
Celebrating people of like Afro heritage and
How about you?
Same thing.
Yeah, pretty close. So you are right. It's a day to celebrate black women of Afro heritage, and just the amazing, beautiful things that they go through. As young black women yourselves, how have you been impacted by the way your mums, your aunties, women around you celebrate their culture? Is it something that you've learnt from, that you're inspired by maybe?
I'm definitely inspired by my family because they definitely make sure that everyone knows about our culture. Like we haven't changed to fit society, so
how about you?
Yeah, we keep like our same traditions and cultures, and like we don't change to fit like Western standards.
What is your heritage from?
So I'm half Ghanaian, half Nigerian.
Oh, interesting. How about you?
I'm St. Lucian and Venezuelan.
Oh wow, I love that. So with you ladies being from such diverse backgrounds, from both your parents, you learn the best of both worlds. Is there anything particular that you've learned from your mums, your aunties, women around you that maybe, in the future you'd like to pass into your daughter one day, when you're watching?
Definitely the cooking, the food.
Yeah? How about you?
Well, they've taught me to like keep to be who you are and not to change for other people. So
As a young black woman, going to school, going to work, maybe exploring England, seeing the world through your eyes, how do you share the little part of your culture and your heritage that's been imparted to you? How do you gift it to the rest of the world?
Definitely with just like the way I dress a lot of the time, and the way I have my hair, and just speaking to people about my culture, really.
Yeah, the way you dress, telling them, sharing like your food, your music, etc.
So hi, I am with the lovely Teju. How are you today?
Thanks.
Thank you for giving us your time. Have you heard about Afro Queens Day?
No, I haven't.
So when you hear that term Afro Queens, what is the first thing that comes into your mind?
I guess a celebration of black women around the diaspora, around the world. Yeah.
And how do you think is important for us, the younger generation, to learn about our Afro heritage?
Well, I guess because a lot of our history isn't told, we don't really know about a black femininity, I guess, in relation to the African context. We don't know enough about black female rulers, from history. We don't know about black female gods and goddesses from history. I think a lot of people only know about one or two because of Beyonce, but there's like a vast array of feminism in a traditional African sense, which is not necessarily the same as the way Western people would see feminism. Yeah.
Do you have someone specific that is inspiring you in the Afro culture?
Honestly, there are so many because I sort of read up on this kind of thing. So, I mean, we have people like Moremi, who is big in West Africa and Nigeria. So, yeah, honestly, there are too many to think of right now. But I think that you kind of have to look out for these things, read up on these books. It's just something you have to dig into, I guess. But not many names spring to mind at the moment. Yeah.
I see you have a lovely, dress that representing what country you're from?
Nigeria.
That's really nice. I'm sure you have sisters, cousins, How do you think they will feel if they hear that there's a day that represented us, Afro Queens Day?
I think they would like that. I think also it's all about substance as well. What are we doing on this day? What else is? What's happening? What does the day entail? I think once we have enough information about the day, I think everyone will be very excited to take part. Yeah.
And what message would you like to pass on to your daughters, younger sisters, older, younger generation? What kind of message would you like to share?
Be comfortable in your own skin. I think that there's so much go out there, especially when you grow up on this side of the country, because I grew up in Nigeria, so I think I have a difference. I'm quite happy about that because I have a very different idea of who I am, but I see people who grew up here and they were light skin, dark skin and whatever. I didn't get to experience that, so I'm quite comfortable in myself and in my skin color. So I think it's quite important to sort of go back to your roots and explore your roots and explore the role of women back in a traditional sense. In Nigeria, women could own property, they could sell things. We had our role, but it was quite an important role as well till colonialism came and changed all of that. So I think it's sort of important to explore those things. And we would say someone's skin is dark and beautiful. There was a thing in Nigeria. Now it's oh no, you need to bleach, but actually in our roots, Odudubi Koro in your skin is as dark and as beautiful as the seed of an Aki seed. So yeah, I think it's just about exploring, being true to your roots and just ignoring all the noise and all the other pop culture things that come in the way.
I really love that. That's a very good message. So you said that you grew up in Nigeria. So for the people here based in Europe, how is the best way to showcase the Afro culture for you?
I think exploring, clothes, food. There's so much food out there. Everyone's about jollof rice, but there are other things out there. I love me some fried cassava, So just things like that. It's not just. I think that we sort of latch on to the popular thing sometimes, and egusi might not be
That's my
trendy.
favorite. I love egusi.
It might not be trendy, but it's your roots, and you just need to seek out things like that. Basically, yeah.
So do you think that your mom would be happy to hear the Afro Queens Day?
She will be very happy. Yeah.
So who would you like to say happy Afro Queens Day to?
I would like to say to every black woman out there who embrace their culture, who are new to their culture, maybe learning about their background, and just say, embrace it, get to learn about your culture. It's a rich culture and we've got so much history. So
happy Queens Day, African Queens Day to all the black queens out there everywhere. I want everyone to be celebrated and feel good.
My daughter, my grandchildren, and anybody who knows me.
My grandma.
Why your grandma?
Because she was the heart and soul of my family's household. So when growing up, we were always at our grandma's house, and I feel like she's a very strong lady. So definitely her.
I love that.
Happy Afro Queens Day to my sisters, my mom, my aunties, I guess.
Yeah, same to my mom, sisters, aunties, and all black women out there.
I love that. I love that.
I just want to shout out, Mumsy. Shout out to my gran. Shout out to my cousin. She just started a hair and lashes company. She's been with me since I was young. So shout out to her as well. She's a queen, and all the African females that I know. Shout them out, everyone.
Shout them out.
All of them, all
Brilliant.
of her, everyone behind the camera, all of them, man. We all contribute, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
My mom, my sister, and my whole family. Yeah.
Okay.
My whole family and everyone.
My grandma.
Okay.
Like,
That's someone.
Like she came to England not knowing English basically at all, and she learned while being here how to speak English, and it's really inspiring.
Actually, at my school right now, I have a really nice PE teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, she's really understanding, and she's always like teaching us about like her culture during PE.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really like her.
Shout out to all my black queens, all my black friends, all my black women that I know, my mom, family, everyone. So they're doing great.
Shout out to my mom.
Definitely.
I love you.
Yes.
And shout out to any black person, especially black beautiful queens.
Okay, I'll tell my sister, Tenny, happy Afro Queens Day.
Yes, I love that.
Thank you to all the African mums and aunties and grandmothers out there, every single one of them. Just stay blessed. That's it.
And yourself?
I would say the same thing. Like every black woman out there, I love you. Thank you for all you do. So yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. And I would like to say happy Afro Queens Day to both of you as well.
Happy Afro Queens to, you know, my mom, Afro Queen, love her. Happy Afro Queens to, you know, my little sister's mom, my half sister.
Happy Afro Queens Day, Mom, and all the other black queens out there. Stay glowing, stay throwing. Peace.